Kia ora, namaste, and a very warm welcome to all our viewers tuning in from around New Zealand and beyond. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 New Zealand Indian Hockey Championship, proudly hosted this year by the Waikato Indian Sports Club in conjunction with New Zealand Indian Sports Association, bringing together community, competition and culture. This tournament has grown into one of the premier events on the New Zealand Indian community sporting calendar, showcasing not only some of the best hockey talent in the country, but also a legacy that stretches back generations. Whether you're new to the New Zealand Indian Hockey Championship or have been around since the good old QBT days, you're in for an absolute treat again this year. Now, this morning's matchup is between Wellington B and North Harbour B in the men's B section. 5 teams in the men's B section this year, with 8 teams in the A section, and we've got Wellington and Harbour out here this morning. Harbour there in the navy blue and white strip, and Wellington in the sky blue and white strip. So, Battle of the Blues today, Harbour v Wellington. Had to do a little bit of digging through the stats yesterday, but both teams unbeaten at the moment in this year's tournament. Wellington won 2 games yesterday, taking down Pookie and Waikato. Well, North Harbour just had the 1 game yesterday, and they beat Waikato as well. So both teams eyeing the Men's B Section Cup come Monday afternoon. The Men's B Section this year, just a straight-up round robin. So every game becomes super important, and this one no different between these two sides. Our umpires out in the middle this morning, Sam Richmond and Jack Edmonds. They're in the yellow, and they'll be taking care of this one. A couple of players just to look out for through the team sheets. For the Wellington side, Akash Mora, he scored in both games yesterday, both early field goals for the Wellington side. Salish Pabu, who's played for Christchurch, for Wellington, of course, and for NZI. And then also for Wellington, Raj Chauhan, who leads the goal scorers tally at the moment, with 3 goals to his name, 2 of them from the penalty corner. So perhaps something to look out for. And also on that Wellington team list, I've just noticed their coach, Arnie Lowe, part of the Wellington Indians Prem men's team in the intercity competition this year. On the North Harbour side of things, Neil Patel, he's got 2 goals in their game yesterday. Julian Darji, a North Harbour Masters legend, as well as Jagpreet Singh, the goalkeeper who's previously played at this tournament for Bay of Plenty. He'll be out there for the Harbour team. So, some good names going around there. And looking forward to another one between these two sides. It's second day of the tournament here. So teams will be a little more familiar with each other, especially in this men's B section. A lot of them just coming together for their first hit-outs yesterday. And now an opportunity to continue towards Monday's spoils. Looks like Wellington will have first use of it here. They'll go out towards their right side, and Harbour up early. I'll put a bit of pressure on this first possession. Harbour do well to keep it up that right sideline. We'll just run away from them there over the sideline. I'd love to see the intent from Harbour early, trying to get up and put some real pressure on this Wellington side. I mentioned both teams unbeaten, so a lot to play for. Now Harbour, their turn to wear a bit of pressure, bit of space now in the middle of the field. And now rolling forward. And they'll win the free hit as well and get it going. First circle entry goes the way of Harbour. Free hit coming that time for Rishi Patel. one's cut out. Anuj Patel there for Harbour. He's going to go on a little bit of a run. One-handed up that left side of the field. Patel. Now, excellent midfield transfer. Bit of space on the right for Harbour. Still going now. Another entry for North Harbour, but cleaned up momentarily by Wellington. They've done well to keep that one in there, though. There's the turnover coming for Harbour. Pinnakin Patel there just rolls it out the back. And again, Wellington trying to put a bit of pressure on at the back. Space here for Harbour. And they'll take a free hit just inside the 25-yard line. Another attacking opportunity here for North Harbour. And that's through Pinnakin Patel there. Yeah, that one's come up off the Wellington stick. Nobody there, so they'll get a long corner out of it. And I'd like to welcome into commentary this morning. He's been roped in again by the sounds of things. Dharmesh Puna. Dharmesh, welcome in. Thanks for joining us for a little bit of look at this men's B section.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Brad. Another fine day here in Hamilton. And the game off to a reasonable start, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you were able to have a look at one of the men's B section games yesterday. Not these two teams, but Auckland and Pookie. A lot of goals in that one. And both these two teams are coming in undefeated at the moment. 2 wins for Wellington and 1 for Harbour. So still lots to play for, and Harbour are starting fast here in this first quarter. Already a couple of opportunities at their attacking end.
Yeah, the Harbour team's got some good young players in there. I'm lucky enough to be in the team with a few of them.
Yep.
And seen them develop in the last couple of years as well. And obviously the Wellington team, always really strong in this grade.
Yeah, and for those of you unfamiliar, we were down in Wellington 2 years ago for the tournament, where they actually had 3 men's teams across the grades, which was pretty epic, and then hosted up in North Harbour last year, which has now grown them to 2 teams as well in the competition with their inclusion in the men's A section as well. So yeah, 2 Indian sports clubs certainly trending in good directions.
Definitely. They're just a little untidy there for the Wellington team, but they managed to regather the ball off an overhead. Yeah,
we see here just a little bit of back and forth. It often happens in the early parts of the game. Here, little dribble now for Wellington up this left side of the field. And again, just a little untidy in the front half.
Yeah, just that last, the final quarter, I guess. Just sort of losing a little bit of composure in there.
Big transfer of the ball there for Wellington. That one, yeah, again, not linking up, but I like the intent there from Wellington to transfer the ball quickly and try and find some space on the other side of the field.
Exactly. A good opportunity there. Just always difficult running away from the goal to receive those ones.
Yep. Now North Harbour looking for their go-ahead ball. Nice receive up front. And now the entry sails through the circle.
Yeah, the old left wing there, scratching his head there, thinking that he probably should have been there on his knuckles.
Yeah, remembering every time his coaches told him to get a stick on the ground. I'm sure it's happened once or twice.
And I think leading up to that, Julian Darji did really well to just hold up the ball and link up as well to create that opportunity.
Yeah, of course, he's one I mentioned in the build-up to the game. A long-time North Harbour Masters player as well, Julian Darji. And out here for NHI this weekend. And here's a little battle between couple. It's one there by North Harbour. And a little fast that time. I reckon in yesteryear he would have got it.
Yeah, definitely.
Put it in the roof from there, I reckon.
And also he's got his younger brother, Kieran, playing for the Waikato B team.
Yes.
So, it's good to see them involved, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And a pretty prolific name in the New Zealand hockey and the New Zealand Indian hockey community as well, the Dargies. So, yeah, absolutely good to see them, those that are still out here playing. This has kind of been the tail of the first quarter. They all run one end and they turn it over at about the 25-yard line and they do it all again the other direction. And I'm sure some of these men's B players will be getting sick of the running.
Either that or they're keeping themselves warm.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you mentioned beautiful sunny day here, but I tell you what, there's still a bit of wind chill on it in Hamilton. We had some temperamental moments with the weather yesterday. Certainly at least starting better, touch wood, but he's still not the warmest.
No. I would say a typical long King Queen's birthday weekend weather.
Yep, absolutely. So we're about midway through this first quarter here. Harbour again looking for a way through the Wellington defence. This time they go long handle. Nobody there sitting on that left post for them.
Just, I think Julian's on that right-hand post, but just like you said, no one on that left post.
Sort of link up between midfielders there for Wellington. They release it out to the right side. That's a nice pass.
It's a good intercept there.
Yeah, cut out in the middle. Well read, and again we go back and forth a couple of times before free hit falls for Harbour. Oh, love that little overhead into the circle. Took it down pretty well there, but good defensive work from the goalkeeper, and also applaud the umpire there for not getting too crazy, blowing penalty corners for it. You know, he was able to bring it down. Goalkeeper then had a good challenge on it and well played all around.
I think so too. Yeah, just made the game, just makes the game, keeps the game flowing, doesn't it? Just sort of, you can always come back and blow the whistle, but in that instance, there's no danger. So it's good work from the umpire to let it play on.
And again, he's having to be ready there, the goalkeeper for this Wellington side. Kieran Krupal there, there's a few balls starting to roll through his defensive circle that he's getting off the line pretty quick for. So a lot of action his way to start.
Yeah, another cutout from North Harbour team.
You can see their intent. They press pretty high. They get their midfielders up in those sort of passing lane zones through the middle of the field and really try and win possession as high as possible.
Yeah, definitely putting a lot of pressure on the Wellington guys here, and getting the benefits of that as well, creating those opportunities. They haven't quite fallen their way at the moment, but I think it's more a question of time at this point.
Yeah, but it's one of those moments, right, where you have that much opportunity. Sometime it's got to happen. There's one pretty well defended in the end there by Wellington. Not calling a save from the goalkeeper. No,
managed to channel him out wide, which is really well done by the defence there. Maybe there was an opportunity to just slide the ball infield, but we'll give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker at that closer range from to the circle.
And you like an attacker that gets his eyes up and wants to have a shot at goal.
Yep, nothing better than seeing an attacker do that from 5 yards out.
And now Wellington, can they turn the tide on one here? They've had to weather a little bit this first 10 minutes. And now perhaps an opportunity if they can get some numbers rolling forward. They've got plenty of subs on the bench, which is always good to see. Both teams look almost fully stocked. You see sometimes in these men's B sections where number of troops isn't so plentiful.
No, that's right.
Looks like both teams at least will have a good go at it. And now Wellington rolling forward. That's a lovely ball at the edge of the circle and some skill.
Good cover defence there,
yeah,
coming in to nullify any shot at goal.
Yeah, but it's skill after the turnover.
Great pass.
Yeah, good exit here now. And numbers are actually good for Harbour if they can find them. There is the overlap. Oh, and he's done the hard work. He's got it back onto the more open side, being the reverse, but then just hooks it at the near side baseline. Anyway, love the little move, though, onto the reverse. It's probably one of the rare times that is the right play.
That's right.
Pulling it onto the reverse like that, but yeah, a little missed execution at the back end.
Here come Wellington again. Oh, great ball.
Yeah, I thought that was the one as well. One thing we're already starting to see in this first quarter, and typical of the men's B section games, the game just gets a little more stretched out once there's a couple of back and forth attacks. And that's when we start to see the magic of the men's B section.
It's a good transfer. Managed to bring it out to the open side here pretty easily. So I think Harbour have done well. Unfortunately, just sort of ran out of space in the end. So Brad, you've been doing this for a number of years now.
Yeah. We jumped on this in Christchurch 4 years ago, following the COVID break with no tournament. So yeah, we're down in Christchurch, which was certainly one of the colder tournaments. We were outside in the grandstands there at Ngāpunawai when Christchurch hosted the tournament. And then, of course, just see a little battle there. Then we're in Wellington following that, and Harbour, and then now here in Waikato. So 4 years now spent with the NZISA team, and love it. Honestly, it's one of the highlight tournaments certainly of my year. I spent a lot of time at New Zealand Māori tournament as well, and for me, very similar feeling tournaments. It's about the people, community, family, food, and pretty good hockey as well.
Yep.
A tournament that I certainly enjoy being at, and I think I've been partially adopted by a few Indian families over the 4 years as well.
Oh, good to hear. It's definitely, as Suresh touched on it yesterday, I think while I was with him, speaking with him, the package, the overall package of the whole weekend has just, lifted, tenfold from where it used to be. I think the quality year on year just keeps getting better and better with the hockey. And I think they just, the social aspect is always a big part of it as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, the real highlight, I'm sure, for everybody around the country, first year having all 8 Indian sports clubs back in the men's A section, how epic is that? And, that's part of work from a lot of people. I know the NZI team, all of the Indian sports clubs getting on board. But then, you mentioned things like the social aspect of it, the families getting involved, even more coverage of it, going around the social medias and the YouTubes and the likes, just elevating the product that we know has been here for decades and decades, but getting to showcase it here as the teams, they'll go in for their first lot of oranges. Nothing separating the two teams at the moment, though bulk of the possession and opportunity going the way of North Harbour. They were impressive in this first quarter.
Yeah. No, they managed to string a few passes together and create those, say, like almost half chances, and a little bit more, clinical execution. They probably would have should have been up 1 or 2 goals in my view.
Yeah, there's certainly the opportunities there for them, but like sports, you've got to put them away at the end, and they could miss opportunities if Wellington are perhaps able to pounce on one opportunity and get themselves on the scoreboard first. It's always the difficulty. You can have all the opportunities in the world, but until one's on the scoreboard, nothing there to see the two umpires there playing a game of charades, I think, at the moment. Sam Richmond and Jack Edmonds, I think, will perhaps practicing their moves for the the disco tonight. Yeah, the social. You get your tickets. As I mentioned in the build-up, there's Arnie Lowe, coaching the Wellington B men's side, part of their Wellington Indian Sports Club, their premier intercity men's team this year. Has just moved across to that club, and they've been going pretty well in their intercity comp down there again this year. Of course, they won the title down in Wellington last year. Yeah, good to see him out there with the boys. And then yeah, there's the Harbour guys again. One of those Indian sports clubs that actually play, not all of these guys, but the entity plays as a club in their competition. So pretty cool to see those integrations across the country as well, with both Wellington and Harbour in their respective competitions, club competitions weekly.
Yeah, and that extends out to the Auckland guys as well.
Yes.
Same thing there. So I think, you know, for Indian hockey, I think it's great that these three clubs and, you know, the three bigger clubs have managed to do that.
You know, and I think the cool thing is, like, and you see it with a few of these teams here, those that aren't eligible to play in this tournament, but though play for them or work with them in their club season, still are involved. You know, the likes of Will Zoo for the Wellington A guys, Timon Iverson for the North Harbour A guys, and those that, you know, just want to be involved in the club, which is really cool, though they aren't eligible to actually play in this tournament.
That's right. They're just imparting so much knowledge. You know, they're all experienced. You know, the Auckland guys have got Stephen Janess, I think Blair Tarrant's here.
Yeah.
So you've got, like, for me, like, I look around and go, there's lots of, you know, black sticks, current and former, floating in amongst the people. Umesh Parag was down here. You know, he's following his daughter's hockey now. I messaged Mitesh Patel. He was here last year, or he was up at North Harbour last year. Unfortunately, couldn't make it this year. He's got so much on. But just really great to see, like, you know, people staying involved in Indian hockey.
Yep. Here's penalty corner here for the Wellington team. It's messy. Yeah, I think it's perhaps just picked up the back of the stick, maybe is the call there from the umpire, and Harbour will try and break out. But that was the opportunity we spoke about in the break. You know, Harbour can have all this opportunity, but if Wellington could perhaps had popped one in there, it would have all been undone. But nothing coming, and now our first card of the day looks like it will Anish Chiba there for Wellington, so they'll be without one for the next 2 minutes. Oh, big one here, big steal. And again, love the work of the goalkeeper getting out early.
I think he might be injured here.
Yeah, they've both come off a little worse for wear here.
Surprise the umpire, yes.
Yeah, both goalkeeper and the striker there. The one thing that can tend to happen when two people are running at each other with sticks is just catching one in the body on the way through. Both of them look to grimace at the midsection. Yeah,
both fully committed to this one.
Yeah.
The striker obviously diving for the ball, or at least attempting to dive for the ball. And Embry just got caught off balance. But I know we shouldn't laugh about these things, but when you sort of see them sort of play out, it's almost hard not to. But hopefully there's nothing serious there for either of them.
Good thing is they're both on their feet. Goalkeeper, well, he's going to have to stay on, I dare say, because I don't think they've got another one. The striker, well, he'll be able to go and have himself a sub. And there he is there, battling his way to the dugout. Gurpreet Kandola. I love the effort, though. Got a real clean pick in the middle of the field, and yeah, had to be stopped there. And again, I applaud the work and goal of Kieran Krupal.
Yeah, he's done really well to come out and meet that one. As high in the circle as he could.
Now Harbour again searching for a way through. Wellington have defended everything so far. Nice little bit of skill. Oh, they're very nearly just come back onto the field too.
Yeah, Julian Darji just on that far post, just couldn't quite get that little touch in there. It was a great ball thread through there.
Yeah.
In between all the bodies.
Yeah, and it's one of those, I think that what created the opportunity is win the free hit and take it quickly. You know, there's so many Wellington defenders around there, have to find ways to break them up, and a good heads-up play there from Harbour, though now Wellington, they come rolling forward, at least momentarily. He's done well there to Pranesh Patel. And we'll look at the overhead. It's going to beat everybody out over the back line there, trying to link up with Rishi Patel up the front for Wellington. And good look into the Harbour dugout there. Like I said, plenty of subs, so they'll be rolling them thick and fast, no doubt. Now, some pressure on here.
Wellington get away with that one.
Yeah, scrappy. The one-time pass didn't go where it was intended. And Damish, what are some of your fondest memories of what was QBT for a long time? You know, whether as a player, a spectator, or just being involved in the community?
Yeah, no, like lots of really good ones. So Waikato as an association was always typically in the B section, and we competed really well, I think. You know, we had a mixture, as you do, of old and young. And as we sort of, I guess, myself and brother and Krishna and cousin, Sandeep, and there's a whole host of others, sort of matured over time. We sort of managed to get ourselves into the A section, sort of win the B, get promotion, and we made the final. We never managed to win it, but we always thought we gave it a really good go. And like I said, it was sort of just trying to bring some people. We never played as an association in Hamilton. But to come together, whether it was through borrowed players, players that had previous links to the area, we always managed to just sort of harness that sort of just, I suppose, teamwork and just gel together for 2 days, 3 days of hockey, and that was probably the most pleasing part. And the highlights, definitely go with playing against the people that you come up against, the Umesh Parags, Midish Patels, the Hari boys. I remember Bevan Troy playing for Bad Plenty back in the day, along with their father Govan. So all those sort of, they're the memories, and sort of just remaining in contact with those people as well. The friendships that you build or at least make and then build upon in those future years.
Yeah, and how for like you say, one of the more typical B sides, how cool is it for the Waikato Indian Sports Club to be able to host a tournament, especially the way it's progressed over the last few years into a really high quality tournament? Get all the old folk out from the local sports club and part of hosting this year. Yeah, no,
I think as an association, they're very proud, and this year to have two teams come together, they're super proud of, and I know it doesn't come easy. Like you've got to do a lot of work in the background to try and make that happen. But the guys seem to be, I think the association in general is really happy, and the guys on the pitch I know are definitely happy, and just having the opportunity to play at an Indian tournament. Does it sort of stretch, is there a stretch to the boundaries? Possibly, but I don't think there's nothing untoward about it. I think just having people involved is probably the key thing for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, we've got 13 men's teams out here this year and 5 ladies teams as well. And as much as that probably sounds like, struggling in the ladies, is actually a real strength in the ladies at the moment.
Yes.
A full New Zealand Indian ladies side for the first time this year representing, which was epic, and still more diamonds that are putting their hands up across the ladies games already this weekend. So, both men's and ladies sections looking strong, and you mentioned 2 men's teams for Waikato, which is pretty epic as well, especially being able to host it. So, no, really great stuff. And I'm sure some of those guys you used to battle with over the years, some of them still hanging around on the turf.
Definitely
their sticks as well.
They definitely are. I've heard, I was talking to Umesh yesterday, he's done that. Midish Patel, he's back playing reserve hockey down there. Yeah, right. Helping coach this team. But yeah, and apparently playing really well to that extent as well. So so it's great to see. And then myself playing in North Harbour with the Cobras in the P3 grade. Guys like Blair Hopping and Casey Hemwood still running around as well, which is really cool to see. Dave Kassouf, obviously, the stalwarts of North Harbour hockey.
I think he could probably look himself in the mirror and tell him he could still play P1s at the moment, DK. Get a couple of free hits going the way of Wellington here, rolling forward. And another penalty corner here, it's just found the foot there of the defender, and a lot more settled for Wellington this second quarter.
They have been, well, we've been chatting away. They've sort of managed to impose themselves on this game a little bit and played a lot of this part of the second quarter, in the North Harbour half. So they've sort of obviously had a good chat at the quarter break, and whatever's been said has worked to their favour.
Their first penalty corner was certainly one they won't take much inspiration from, but hoping they can be a little tidier this time, Wellington. It was certainly a well-executed routine, but equally up to the challenge was the defensive work there from Vishay Prasad, who's still on the ball now. And they'll take the sideline hit there. He just read that little left drop pretty well.
He kept his stick on the ground, which is good. And sometimes you get players sort of lifting their sticks off the air and sort of shying away, but he kept his head down and stick down and came out with the ball.
Yeah, solid work from North Harbour and Wellington again. Finding a bit of space in this attack is options going forward. You can hear the sideline support crew begging for a corner. I actually don't think there was much in it. I think he slipped halfway before the contact.
Agree, Brad. I think he was just going too quickly for himself there. Need to compose himself just a little bit.
But Wellington through the long corner. I quite like that little 1-2 around the edge, but beats them over the back line. As we close in on about 5 minutes left here before half-time, still no score. Remember, these two teams both unbeaten to this point. So they're still very much in contention for the men's B section title. In the full round robin schedule this year for men's B. Harbour win one towards halfway. And that one skips past everybody except for the goalkeeper and actually outlets the ball pretty well there, the goalie too. Finds
well done there.
His outside half, and Wellington try their best to come rolling forward, and we might have a repeat of it here. Not so spectacular in the soccer skills that time. Wellington will get it from the long corner. And that one's going to come under control here by the baseline. They'll win a free hit just outside the circle.
He got lucky there. I think the player will say that he first timed it, but I think it was a bit of a mistrap, but landed in their favour.
And again, applaud the defensive work of Harbour in the circle. Cut out well. Another one. Again, it's good defensive work on the forehand. That's 3 in a row now, including the penalty corner, where the players just kept the stick on the ground, all under control, and defended it well. That time was Pinnakin Patel rolls one forward and nobody up there.
Yeah, Pinnakin, one of the, I think he's been one of the stalwarts at Takapuna hockey.
Yep.
I know he's sort of played through the grades there, and I think he's playing with his son, to be honest, playing with his son in the same team as well. So really cool to see people like that involved.
Well, and I think that's one of the real highlights of this tournament. You know, we've had multiple conversations with people about it, but those family connections across teams, sometimes in the same, sometimes in the opposite dugouts.
Yep.
You know, the real close connection, the father-son, mother-daughter sorts of things that are happening, brothers-sisters across different teams for their respective clubs. But you've also got aunties, uncles, cousins, the like. And the cousins usually in the opposite dugout, I've found. You could have good battles out there, but real family affair, this tournament, which is always epic to see. We've got another cutout here from Harbour. Opportunity coming. And again, we've applauded good, composed forehand defense, and had another one. Cleaned up well there. Caleb Margan and Harbour now with a couple of repeated opportunities. And they'll get the long corner. 2 minutes left to play here.
Yeah, Harbour should be trying to push for this one.
Yeah.
They've had to weather a bit of a storm in this quarter, but we're looking to try and create something here of their own, I think.
Yeah, it'd be a huge time to score if they can, right before the halftime break, or even a penalty corner. So,
Wellington have done well here.
yeah, flick it out.
Yeah.
It's always good. We get to hear the sideline comments through the microphones again, calling for a card. They might have had more of a case that time than some of the other ones they've called for. And that one's going to go against Wellington.
I know we talk about the umpires. It's good that they keep playing on, but I think just now they might just need a little long, hard whistle.
Yeah, just to tidy a couple of little things up.
Yeah.
Or perhaps a chat with the coaches or captains at the halftime break here. Just something to tidy things up a touch.
Because as we all know, it can sort of almost get out of control, and it sort of becomes quite dangerous as well for everyone. So they can sort of, if both teams just calm down a fraction, we'll all be a bit happier.
And typical of a game that's hanging in the balance, right? You know, both teams, like I said, unbeaten, need this one if they're to keep going towards the title on Monday. So those the tension rises a little bit.
Yeah, and some of those, the tackles probably come through frustration as well. Sort of, doing all the good work in that middle part of the field and then sort of just letting it go in that final quarter.
Yeah, between that and sometimes in this men's B section, the mind telling you exactly what you were supposed to do, and the body will take in 3 to 5 business days to respond. So
yes,
that happens a little bit as well as we see these last few moments here. Not long left. Here's the opportunity.
Oh, well done. Keeper's done well.
Yeah.
Last second.
And again, out early, had to, because Daji was just rolling through there for a swing at it. And we're locked up, 0-0 here. End of the first half. Men's B section game between Wellington and North Harbour. Damish, both teams probably enjoying a quarter each, really, in this game, but nothing on the scoreboards yet.
Yeah, I think so. North Harbour obviously had the first quarter to themselves, and that one there, Wellington coming back in the second, so creating the opportunities themselves. North Harbour still had their ones, but I think Wellington in that one probably created the slightly better ones.
Yeah, and we'll see some of these highlights here. This was that inside turn.
Yeah, right. I think there was Raj Chima there.
Yeah.
Probably a few years ago, he probably put that one away.
There was the penalty corner, the first one, I believe, earned by Wellington, and they won't love looking at the execution of this one. Fortunately, we don't have it. This was the earlier steal. And yeah, a little collision between two players. That's the second penalty corner here for Wellington.
And then our men kind of drift in behind, and then the halves just find the pass to our men, right? You got to just trust your strikers to come in and take the half, right? And so then their responsibility, we need to make.
Yeah, cool to hear some of the insights there from Arnie Lowe in the Wellington huddle. Sounds like they're talking about their pressing shape and who was responsible for who. Perhaps he's just seeing his midfielders a little bit eager to run out at the wing halves and then getting eliminated by the pass to their own player in behind. So just imploring those strikers, your job is to look after those outside halves and we'll press from there. So yeah, cool little insights from the team. Manav, the local superstar, not actually umpiring any games, just wants to get on camera. Manav went and bought those glasses this morning especially.
At number 10, I just need someone tight on it. That's the only threat.
Yeah, Raj Chima is pretty much echoing what was said by Arnie Lowe there. He's obviously noticed their key players, playmakers in the Wellington team, and just getting a few of their guys sort of just to notify them you need to be back on them. Yep. So just identifying those that are going. Akash Mora, one they actually were identifying from Wellington. There's one you probably should look after. We've got here Mukesh Kalidas again, played a number of years for Auckland in these tournaments as well, and for Auckland, but he's got his son playing in this team, But really great to see him involved as well. So a lot of knowledge there.
Yeah, that's the other cool thing we've noticed about this tournament. Even those players that have perhaps hung up the stick at this level, still back being involved, whether it's through their kids or just through their affiliation to the Indian Sports Club. So cool to see them involved in whatever capacity it is. And the crowd starting to build here at the Gallagher Hockey Centre, home of Waikato Hockey Association. And our hosts, the Waikato Indian Sports Club. And we see Bagsy in the middle. He's always around these traps. Local here at Waikato, but seems to be following around every Māori and Indian tournament as well.
I think that's perks of the trade, perks of the job, is it?
Yeah, yeah. And he's having a good chat there. Looks like to Sanjay Gunda and Cam Haid. And back on turf there, the Wellington boys. And he's, as they say in Showtime, Elvis has left the building or is about to. Special thanks to Dharmesh Puna for jumping in for the first half of that game with us. He's now going to line up first at the food tent for his round of samosas, and we're back here with Suresh Wallabi, NZISA President. Yes, man.
Good morning, everyone. What a day. Beautiful day. Thanks, Dharmesh, for that. You need to start doing some of your selections. I've just had a email or text come through from Patendra, who's waiting on a few names from you. So, you know, I told him you're doing your job because you're watching the B section game. So that's all good.
And what a morning it is out here. S-Man, sun is out. Day 2, NZIHC 2025. And we've got a tough one here between Wellington and North Harbour.
Yeah, both teams, like I've managed to catch some of it, and they're both sort of just pretty equal in what they were showing across the field. Wellington's been playing well this tournament, though. We've seen some good results from them.
Yeah, they're 2 wins coming into this one. And Harbour, they just had 1 game yesterday, which they won as well. So, yeah, 2 teams that are battling it out for top of the pops come tomorrow. And Wellington, Harbour here, fast start. Still working. And they finally get one. Harbour, just like that, whatever was going on in that half-time huddle, well, it certainly worked. Fast start, straight up the middle of the field. And they finally beat the goalkeeper.
That's a nice bit of skill there, eh? Just didn't give up that fight.
Yeah.
Oh, cheeky little touch under the goalie's pads here.
Yeah, looked like Neil Patel, who does have 2 goals already for North Harbour. Perhaps adding a third there. He was right in front of the goalkeeper. And now Wellington, they're trying to answer back just as quickly here.
Good fast start to the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams, I think, pretty eager to try and break that deadlock. 0-0 right through the first half, and Harbour have done it first, but Wellington, they'll be looking to answer back pretty soon as well, as that one's going to fall just around the edge of the circle. And over on the on Turf 2 at the moment, we've got another men's B section game between Auckland and Waikato. That's midway through the second quarter. Auckland up 2-0 in that game. So the bulk of the local crowd, they'll probably be out over watching that one.
Yeah, it was, that Auckland team impressed me yesterday. Young team, eh? Like I mentioned throughout the commentary, I had that game yesterday with Dharmesh, and they played Pukekohe. But that young team that Auckland put through, like, you know, a couple of seniors, Sanjay Soma and Vijay Patel. Sanjay's the coach of that team. He's doing really well with it. Nice young group of boys, eh? It's awesome to see for the future of NZI hockey, some of these young guys coming through.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something we mentioned earlier. I think as the level improves as well, and more players wanting to play, this men's B section really starts to become a pathway for those young players. And here come Wellington, just like that. It only took them 2 minutes to answer back. And for all the drought that was the first half, we've had 2 goals in 3 minutes.
It's a nicely taken goal. Nice
Yep.
little run down there.
Yeah, excellent goal finished. And again,
Raj.
another player who's sitting at the top of the goal scorers list, Raj Chauhan. That's his 4th for the weekend. He's had scored 3 coming into this one, 2 penalty corners and the field goal, and makes it a 4th now. So he'll top the men's B section at the moment.
Yeah, we saw those stats this morning, just running through a few of them. Bit of a time pass for Brad and I this morning.
Yeah, always good to see who's been doing what around the game, especially those that we don't get to see on the live stream turf. And now,
Nice tackle there.
just like we were 3 minutes ago, all tied up again.
Yeah.
And I think both coaches would have wanted to see some of this attacking execution in the first 2 quarters, but we get it now, and Harbour, they'll win one around the 25-yard line.
I might have to do a stat on on the oldest player here, and I'm sure he's sitting on that baseline for North Harbour there, Julian Darji.
We mentioned him in the build-up, and of course Darmish mentioned him again through the call. Yeah, Julian Darji, long-time Harbour Masters representative as well, out here for North Harbour.
It's just awesome that he just, like Jules just wants to play hockey.
Yep.
And the young guys can learn a lot off what experience he has and just the way he plays the game. Just he's a pretty tough competitor.
Yeah.
Runs the good lines. May not be running 100 miles an hour. Not like his brother who can only run 5 metres, which is Kieran. Or we gave him the nickname of 2 Metre Peter, because that's all he could run. So Jules can do a heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah, still looking pretty good out there.
Yeah, looks after himself, he does well.
Now Wellington, they found an equaliser just a minute ago. Can they find the go-ahead? Down that attacking zone. Here's the opportunity for Wellington. It's back of the stick, yeah.
It's always that hard one running away from you and trying to hit that on the run, right?
Yep.
And he's taken about 5 metres off the mark, so.
A little bit of back and forth in the middle of the field. Wellington now looking to transfer. Cut out.
You see on the other turf, Waikato's pegged one back from Auckland, so 2-1. Coming into the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, that's more what the home crowd would want to see out there. Bit of Waikato magic. And Harbour here with the free hit just inside the halfway line. Nice turn there. And the pass will roll right across the circle for a 16-yard hit to Wellington. And coming up after this one, we've got a women's game out on the live stream turf. That one between North Harbour and Wellington. So a repeat of this game, but in the women's section coming up next.
Big game.
Yeah. Harbour, of course, started pretty good yesterday, 2 wins. And Wellington, they had to settle with a shootout. The 2 teams that we'll get to have a good look at in the 10:35 round. Still a fair bit of hockey left to play in this one. In our men's B section game.
That was a nice overhead.
It's going to fall for them too here. 3v3 if they can work the numbers out. Oh, very nearly. 1-2 pass.
See the little fella out there.
Yeah.
Who's that on the wing? What's his number? 4, is it?
Yeah, again, those Harbour numbers, not the easiest to see distance over there. So the other problem is we don't actually have a number 4 on our list. So
My bad.
who knows? We had a 4 yesterday that scored 4 goals until we finally had her on the list in the ladies' game.
She was number 7 though, wasn't she?
So a sideline hit here, or just inside the sideline. Wellington up at about halfway. And yes, for those following along at home and perhaps not familiar, though, actually we'll pause that while we get a runaway here for Harbour. Well defended. What are some of the other sporting events on the NZISA calendar coming up for the remainder of the year?
We've got the golf tournament coming up. Oh,
yeah, big penalty corner outside the circle here.
Yeah.
You mentioned the golf down in Christchurch this year.
yeah, that's going to be a good one, down at Russley. So
Yeah, nice.
I booked my ticket to go. So a few of us boys, what would you say, senior players or senior guys are going down for a bit of a trip down.
Yep.
Some of the guys that I played with in the Auckland team when we many years ago. So yeah, the President Raj Pancha and Vijay Lala and who else? I think Ax Patel. We're all going down for a bit of a golf weekend. So yeah, and looking forward to being down in Christchurch.
Here is Harbour's first penalty corner, and it's in the goal. It's the first one we've seen from Harbour, and he gets the wings out on the way back to halfway as well. How good. Couple of high fives to go with it.
It's old Anju Patel.
Yeah, Anuj Patel there.
Anuj, sorry.
Number 30. Flies his way back to halfway. And again, Harbour knock one in, and it's 2-1 now in favour of North Harbour.
And coming into the end of the second quarter, so it's tied up across the road there at 2-2.
Yeah, and an open goal here. They've just hit a third. Waikato,
And it looks like
they're going to say no goal after the hooter. Oh, what a shambles over there, Auckland Waikato. So it was an open goal, and he found the back of the goal. I couldn't figure out who it was, but the refs have said that the time had expired first.
I think it was 2 metre Peter.
So that game's going to stay at 2-2 into half-time.
Back to the live action here.
Out here, 2-1 in favour of Harbour, and they come forward again. Under a bit of pressure here, but players on either side, and they opt to go back and around here, North Harbour. A nice little overlap pass coming down this left side. Just trying to gain a bit of control here. And do really well, Wellington, to find the foot in defence.
Take your time, take your time.
And you can hear the teams there, take your time, coming through the mics.
Yeah, good call. Sometimes I think these guys just try and go 100 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, especially when it's for North Harbour, so they're up on the scoreboard. They'd found that second goal. They're happy just to not rush coming out of their own end now. And they're going to go right up around halfway here for where that danger went through. And, oh, here's a big opportunity for Wellington in the circle. Across it goes. Oh, nobody there. First one to it was a Harbour defender.
Just a touch out over the side there.
Yep. I've still got it though, Wellington. 3 minutes left here in the third. And they'll get the free hit as well. North Harbour well defended in the end. A little scrambly there in front of goal, but they do enough.
Oh, it's 21, the young fella here that was on the other side, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Young
North Harbour, number 21. Looks like Anik Kalidis. Yeah, that's Mukish's son.
Yeah, Mookie's boy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, Mookie's coach. It was good to see. Played a long time with Mookish at,
Yep. At Auckland.
Auckland, yeah. So he was part of the team that won 30 years ago at Pukikoe. We won the Diane Chan. Oh,
That's yeah, that's one of the rougher challenges I've seen. Probably lucky that it's only green.
Yeah.
We got on the umpires for some soft ones yesterday that probably deserved a little bit more.
a little bit agricultural.
Yeah.
The fella. Just probably a bit of fatigue setting in and just running backwards, you know how
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And green card there for Harbour. But yeah, you're right. Mooks, this is young fella out there running around.
It's good to see these older guys all back involved, you know. A lot of guys do that, you know, their kids are playing or they just stay involved in their local groups and communities. But yeah, Mikey's always lived over the shore, I think. So it's good to see him back involved there.
And coaching this Harbour B team.
Yeah. And yeah, coaches are hard to come by. You know?
Yep.
It's one of those volunteer roles that not many people like doing.
Yeah, we spoke about the coaches earlier in the build-up. Both players with a fair bit of experience. Arnie Lowe on the other side, who plays for the Wellington Indian Sports Premier Intercity men's team.
Yep.
Up here, coaching the team this year. So again, cool to see players with some good experience, keen to give back and stay involved with their Indian sports clubs. Here's Harbour. Can they?
Nice little drag, eh?
Yeah.
Nice little stick work, old.
Can they find a third here in the dying moments of this third quarter? 30 seconds of it. The third would, I think,
oh, nice skills.
just about sink Harbour. Yeah, that's nice.
Anik there, yeah. One of the more senior players in the team. He's been doing well. Coming up to the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, last little opportunity for it here. We're going to hear the hooter.
Yeah, that's
There it is.
Smoko for a couple of minutes.
Yep. Last quarter break here for the two teams. So last opportunity to get any final instructions, a way through, perhaps a way to win this game. Harbour, they hold the advantage 2-1 over Wellington. It's men's B section day 2 here of the New Zealand Indian Hockey Championship. And meanwhile, over on turf 2, Auckland have a penalty corner early in this third quarter. Those scores tied 2 each. And here's some of those highlights. This is the goal. Finally broke the deadlock. Gets it on the forehand. Low, hard, into the corner. See it from another angle.
Good strong run.
And then, well, see it from this top angle. This would be a good look at it. Hard to tell in the sun there who got if there was a final touch. This one, Raji adds to his goal scoring tally. And this was only about a minute after that Harbour goal.
Oh, that was a nice placement just under that glove.
Yep.
Right glove side.
And then the winged man. Got the wings out, Birdman. Look at this. Again, nice and low with a bit of a bounce on it into the corner. Before Wellington very nearly had one here.
Nice defence there, just keeping it wide. Safety first from the defence there, which worked out well.
Yeah, the teams will come back out onto the field. Fourth quarter, 2-1, nothing in it at the moment. Both teams looking to stay unbeaten on the weekend and keep themselves in the hunt for the title come tomorrow afternoon. And for those in and around the vicinity, Chan's finally found himself a mic.
Oh.
So looks like balcony karaoke for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, he'll be. Monday hasn't started cheering or commentating himself on the game out there. It's a fast break.
Yeah, Wellington will win that sideline hit. And now coming forward. It's a little messy, but cleaned up by Harbour. And that's a trap that had to be made. Yes, there was a seagull striker.
Yeah, that fella's doesn't see much past the halfway.
No. No, he actually had a little tangle up earlier in the game. Gurpreet Kandola ran into the goalkeeper and had to cruise off to the dugout for a few minutes.
Oh. HIA, you reckon?
Yeah, well, it might have been BIA.
Yeah.
Belly, I think they'd run into each other. Man, there's a nice little overhead into some space. They link up. No, a little big to the corner. And Wellington with a big transfer. And it's a nice entry forward. But, well, no, they win it back. Here come Wellington up over halfway. Still going. Wellington with that one got away from him there. It was a nice run from Salish Pabu.
Just getting a bit loose here on the passes, eh? Just Wellington doing a bit better there, just coming out of the midfield.
Yeah, I think both teams realising that they're going to try and turn the volume up here a little bit on this fourth quarter. It's all sped up and got a little frantic as well with the pace.
Yeah, just a bit of a unintentional. Oh,
Yeah, I think he tried the little squeeze,
yeah.
get over the stick, and it ran away a little bit there. And goalkeeper comes sliding out for some theatrics as well.
Yeah, made it look nice. Nice slide. Make sure the turf is wet.
Yep. Yeah, those slides can be a bit ugly if the turf's dry. I've seen a few
Definitely hurts.
attempt the slide and end up in a sausage roll.
Yeah.
And that one just kept picking a skip up on its way across, and looks like the North Harbour ladies have entered the building.
Yep.
They're walking out in front of us, stopping at the sausage tent. Won't be curry. Should
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Yeah, she's veggie, so that doesn't no good for her. She might have the onions. Oh, just a bit of a tangle up there.
Yeah,
Missed the action. Sorry, team.
that's what the cameras are for, eh? Yes. Yeah, they can watch it. Here's Harbour with ball in their own half, looking to cut the field. And a couple little mistraps going across in front of the dugout. So I mentioned a little earlier, these same two clubs will play again in the women's section coming up next. Wellington v Harbour, out on turf 1. And both teams have arrived here for that game. A nice little drop off there for Wellington. They've got players rolling forward. Just a bit big.
Yeah. Good space down there.
Yeah, it was the right idea. Looking for that
Is that
baseline.
Raj? Yeah.
It is, yeah, Raj Chauhan, who's sitting atop the men's B section goal scorers list. And Harbour go downtown, yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, and he's, again, the goalie come right out, putting pressure on, and he's done well enough, the goalkeeper. It looks like our man's done his hammy this time. He's
Got a bit of a Charlie in it.
He's going to hobble off.
Remember the old school Charlie?
Yeah.
You got the old.
The burner. Harbour still coming forward here. And they'll take the long corner. Yeah. It is our man there hobbling his way off. Gurpreet Kandola. And they try a little trick play there, Harbour, coming off the long corner to try and catch someone 5. Looks like Jules will come onto the field. Drop one back and then assume his position up towards the circle.
Oh, good trap by young fella there.
Yeah.
Just a bit too close to his body, I think. He did well to get in that position.
Yeah. Now Wellington roll numbers forward, though, picked out. And we're actually going to get a second whistle. Not entirely sure what it's for. It's a green card. I think for something earlier. And Wellington get it going. Love to see him just keep his stick on the ball there.
Looking over the other turf, third quarter, it's Waikato up.
Yeah, 3-2. That is a game of roundabouts. That game was 2-0 to Auckland, and now Waikato have scored 3 on the trot. And halfway through this third quarter. And there's actually another goal on turf 2, as we see a little opportunity here for Harbour.
Looks like there's been a couple of high fives to Kirandaji, so he might have run 3 metres.
Yeah, and they've got a 4th goal, Waikato. So after being down 2-0, they're now up 4-2. Huge scenes over on turf 2. And another tight battle here on turf 1. Harbour hold the slightest of advantages, 2-1 here over Wellington, but the ball going through.
Yeah, not 5.
Didn't go 5, yeah. Wellington actually go running to get the ball for Harbour.
Be mindful of time because
yes,
7 there, but yeah, they're sort of chasing this game now a little bit.
Yeah, Harbour, they'll be happy to see the minutes drop off the clock. Wellington, they need one.
It's a big overhead.
Let's see. We got a nice little drop off there from Darji. And Wellington will win the free hit. Take it quickly, get it rolling. They've got a player forward as well at the moment, Wellington. Probably good enough for a free hit. They get one. And love the overhead in there. If they can get it across the baseline. Oh,
3 people. 2 people stick on the ground, boys.
Yep, yep. It's a nice ball across the front of goal. Had a little bit of a bounce on it, had to get through.
Yeah.
Wellington, one goes begging there.
You never young guys, keep your stick on the ground.
Oh, they're going to get another go at it here, Wellington. Strong challenge outside the circle. Penalty corner.
Too strong for the umpire's liking, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where the attacker had just gone around the defender's reverse and he's just closed his shoulder across, trying to block him out. See if we can get it on a replay. Potentially there before the corner gets set up. It looks like they're ready to go. So penalty corner here, Wellington. Can they equalise? Oh, they'll get another go at it.
Yeah, pretty quick there, boy.
Yeah.
Good running.
Looked like the guy at the top had just got it in his hook, so maybe he was looking for deflections or something along the ground. There. Prashant Ishver it was at the top of the bracket. Go again. Yeah, again, that just dragging the hook.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
But back to the Wellington guys. Oh, jeez. Be careful there, mate.
And it slow things down. The free hits.
Yeah, I don't see the point in running through with your stick again if the guy's on the ground. It's just not ideal.
No, and free hit is actually for Harbour.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Can be aggressive, but here comes a point. Yeah. As usual, there's quite a few umpires on the sideline.
Yeah. Harbour now. Oh.
Just about.
Jules, yeah.
Jules.
Yeah, it is stick in the mixer. Good goalkeeping, though, from Wellington. And Harbour trying to find the deal breaker here. They're up 2-1. If they can get to a third, it's probably in the books. Wellington, though, they're trying to find an equaliser.
Oh, just too far out.
And Harbour will happily take their time on this one. And Wellington, oh,
what a track. Good goalkeeping. Oh,
second phase here for Wellington if they can find the space. Oh no, it's cut out by Harbour. Great goalkeeping on both ends. I've seen both goalkeepers pretty comfortable getting out of their cage and
just
putting pressure on. And now it looks like Wellington are going to take theirs off.
Yeah, the goalie doesn't know what to do.
No, they got the message through.
Yep.
So an extra field player for Wellington as they go in search of a second.
Going to see a lot more of these long grip hits, I think. This is where teams really need to take advantage, and we don't need players down in the backfield here. You need to push everyone up.
Yep.
Just get them up.
Yeah, get a couple of players up on the baseline, a couple of players up on the sideline so you can use the whole field.
You got 3 back here. You don't need 3.
No, you may as well have a goalie at that point.
Yep, just have 1. Just get them up. And that's a strong challenge.
And the problem is now you've got no goalie to go and get the ball, so you better run down and get it.
Yeah, that's just, chasing, eh?
Yeah. You see the Wellington team will start to get a bit desperate here.
Oh, that was a good touch.
And now Harbour, they'll again take their time. Two and a half left here for Wellington to find a second.
So look at next door, it's into that third quarter and Waikato are up 4-2.
Yeah, so what do we have? End of the first quarter, it was 2-0 to Auckland.
Yep.
Half time, it was 2-2.
Yep. And
Our third quarter, it's 4-2 to Waikato. It sounds like they come in twos over there.
Oh, that's unlucky. That was.
I thought it was a pretty good tackle.
Yeah.
Again, Harbour, they'll take a bit of time here.
Drop the bomb down. Good trap here by the young fella. Just take your time. I think these guys don't realise how much, Doesn't take long to get down there.
No. That's nice skill out from Harbour.
Good tackle. Caught his foot, I think.
Yep.
Be careful. Yep. I think he needed the whistle there. There's not much advantage you're hearing there.
No. And that's another one. Probably could have carded them both, considering they're the exact same thing back to back.
If you look at that overlap, if he goes early left.
Yep. A lot of space on the left side of the field. There they go.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool. And just pop it down the line. That's a good line. If that 38 holds.
All right, you could be a coach. Yes, man, you drew that one up before it all happened. And interestingly there, with that card to Harbour, they actually, Wellington pulled their goalie back on.
Oh, okay. Like a bit of a power play, you think?
Yeah, and just to shore up the back and...
Yeah, I don't know, I would have just keep on going.
Yeah, nah, have 2 extras going forward. It's free hit will go
Harbour's got to be careful here, nothing silly, because it is inside that danger zone 25. So.
Yeah, they could give away a cheap penalty corner here if they're not careful. And, for those that kind of heard a little bit of that noise through the mics, there it is.
That's what I
penalty
told you.
corner, yep, just for silly stuff. I think hitting the ball away.
Yeah, they just got to be mindful of that.
Yeah. And Wellington, all the boys in the dugout can do is look on now. Can they find a way through this defence? So you can just see the team getting together there. What you can't see just off the camera, Harbour still having a conversation with the ref about it.
Well, it's actually a smart play, because if they defend it, they just shoot up the whole clock.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yep.
I don't
They
know.
take away a second option.
Take away that.
And here it is. If Harbour can defend it, they win the game. If Wellington can score it, well, we're going to a penalty shootout. Oh, they're going to get another one here.
Is that a little foot or
Yeah,
something?
must have been
Must be,
on,
eh?
on perhaps on that attempt to clear.
He did rather keep it inside that 5. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that second runner there.
Yeah. That's fair call.
Yep.
Fair call.
They're all pointing like it's a disco.
Yeah.
They've said thumbs up from the other side.
Yeah, I think we saw the foot there, so
Yep.
it's good umpiring.
Again, not the prettiest bit of work from Wellington. They made about 6 passes in there.
Yeah.
They take 3 for Wellington. Oh, they finally... Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have a quick chat about it. It's taken some sort of deflection on its way through. The two umpires are going to go and have a quick little chat about it. We might get to see a replay of it. It did definitely take some sort of deflection on its way through. Obviously, Harbour is saying Wellington, and Wellington is saying Harbour.
Yeah, it's his foot. Oh, see, I didn't say that.
That's our ball game there. Harbour win it in the end.
Yep.
Win 2-1 and keep their undefeated streak alive. Wellington, well, they've been handed their first loss of the weekend, so 2 wins and a loss for the Sky Blues. And 2 wins for Harbour. And Harbour get that one done 2-1, despite a late flurry of penalty corners there for Wellington on the final hooter. Great effort from both teams in our men's B section. As I mentioned, we've got a women's game coming up at 10:35. Make sure you jump back onto the live stream. Go and get yourself a samosa or a morning cha here, and we'll see you back here at 10:35 for our women's game between Wellington and North Harbour.
Good luck.